Wednesday. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about our social media presence. Hold on one second. I hope that doesn't happen again. But let's talk a little bit about your social media presence and or not just your social media presence, excuse me, I misspoke, but your online presence. I actually just spent the early morning or late morning, early afternoon with one of my favorite real estate partners, Miss Patricia Kennedy with Urban Nest, and I helped her work on her Google My Business page a little bit. I wanted to make sure, or she wanted to make sure that she has her Google My Business page as fleshed out as possible, as detailed as possible. That way, of course, not only is she, showing up in search rankings through Google, but that she establishes herself as, again, one of the experts here in our community. So we'll give it just a little bit here. I'm going to see if we have any guests popping in to say hey while we're live, and then we'll just get into maybe 10 or 15 minutes talking a little bit about your online presence and what it means to you and your brand. So what's going on? Okay, your online presence. What does that mean exactly? Right. So we can start with a few different things that I believe are super duper important to your online presence, and of course, how they're shared over the internet. So your online presence, in my opinion, should start with your Google My Business listing. Okay. So if somebody goes and types your name into Google and they search for, like me specifically, Mario Escobedo, the Escobedo team, or the Escobedo team at Model Mortgage, or Mario Escobedo Henderson, or ideally, as you start ranking higher, mortgage broker in Henderson, best lender in Las Vegas, whatever the case may be. That's where you want to start showing up, because those are where people are looking at. They're trying to find and source the experts in their community when they're looking to purchase a home, when they're looking to refinance a home, when they're looking to do business with the professionals in the industry that you work in. So I believe that your online presence as a business owner or somebody in the business world should start with your Google My Business page. That's where all of our reviews are collected. All of our 5-star reviews go directly to our Google My Business listing. All of our products that we offer, all the services that we have, our location, our phone number, our hours worked, everything is on the Google My Business page. So why is this important? Outside of just being able to, again, search somebody, right? Well, I use this a lot for my reputation. Again, I'm very, very big as a second generation here in the mortgage industry, in the same community that I grew up in here in Las Vegas and Henderson. I believe that your reputation and transparency is super duper important. Okay. So when I talk to my referral clients, my real estate partners, and whomever I'm doing business with for the first time, I always encourage them, once we're done talking, once our first conversation is over, to do their due diligence and search me on their own. That way they know who we are in the community, how we've helped people and served the community already, and they can read the reviews from past clients. I believe it's super duper important. Again, transparency and what people say about you when you're not in the room is very, very important. Okay. And as a millennial, as somebody that in that 30 something age range, any time that I'm doing something high ticket item, transaction, even making menial purchases, I'm reading the reviews. So you can't do that without a place for those reviews to go. Where do you want them to go? You want them to go to the most searched on platform in the world, on Google, and you want them to be visible to the community. So I highly recommend that your online presence starts with your Google My Business page. That way you can continue to grow the footprint in your community. Now, in addition to that, of course, we have our social media presence. So a lot of times that's what everyone is talking about, and what everyone is focusing on right now is their social media content creation, their footprint, and how they're engaging, or they're allowing others to engage with them across the different social media platforms. So as of right now, we are currently operating on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Those are the social media, and actually Threads recently. I've actually, because with Instagram, I think we all had our own Threads account basically automatically created. Threads is a little bit more, if you're not familiar, it's a little bit more of like an old school what Twitter was, in its heyday, earlier in its infancy. So Threads is becoming a new social media platform to engage with, engage with others. But those are the social media platforms that I focus on. I feel like as a, you know, someone working locally here in the community, in the business world, I feel like Facebook should be the one social media platform that you try to establish yourself in these different communities here in the neighborhoods that you live in. But on Facebook, get involved and engage in the communities and groups, and establish yourself again as a local expert, someone that the members of your community can go to, rely on, and then most importantly, all of us, of course, we generally, we don't use Facebook on day to day for all of the fun stuff, but we use Facebook for staying in touch with family, staying in touch with close friends that we don't often speak with, staying in touch with people from high school, staying in touch with our neighbors, staying in touch with our community. We use Facebook for all of those reasons. And all of those reasons are definitely tie downs to people that we are going to want to do business with. So Facebook is a phenomenal platform for not just organic marketing, but as you start growing on the Facebook platform, of course, then you can start dipping your toes into more ad campaigns, lead buys, etc., to generate more business. So the quicker that you establish yourself on Facebook, on the platform, the more your social media sphere of influence grows, the more that you can engage with new clients and customers. But what I use it generally for myself, the most important is staying top of mind. Stay top of mind with the people that are in your sphere of influence by staying active, make posts, make sure that you're providing some sort of value to the people that follow you, some sort of value to those that watch your videos and your content. So be valuable to your community, to your sphere of influence, and stay top of mind. I know that here in the real estate and mortgage industry, there's nothing worse. I promise you, there's literally nothing worse than going to a picnic or hearing from some family, friend, whatever, that this person just recently bought a house, refinanced a house, and they didn't use you. So if that ever happens in my world, in my sphere of influence, then it's 100% my fault, right? It should have been something that, because I'm trying to stay top of mind as much as possible, making the content, making the posts, making the content, putting myself out there and engaging with as many people in my sphere of influence as possible, you would think that it's not as likely to happen, but it still does. I tell you, it's happened actually already a few times this year. So it feels bad when it does, but try to do everything in your power to stop that from happening. Now, you also have, Instagram, which is very, very good for media share. Instagram is actually the platform where I originate all of my content, post it first, and then repurpose it to the other platforms. Because on Instagram, you can actually repost directly to Facebook. Then I take that content, then I post it on TikTok. Then I take that content, then I post it on LinkedIn. Then I take that content and I post it on YouTube Reels. So as long as you're able to repurpose the content, I like to start on Instagram. So, that way it's not like, has watermarks from all of the other different platforms, and it's easier to repurpose that way. So again, your online presence, you start with your Google My Business page. Okay. From there, I would make sure that you are established as quickly as possible on Facebook, build a community, build all of your sphere of influence there first. Then start posting and repurposing from Instagram to these other platforms and start growing and building your social media presence. And again, this is mainly to stay top of mind and to be recognized as the expert in your local community, right? We're always preaching and always advocating for who you partner with mattering. And I truly, truly, truly believe that, because if you do believe that as, again, the expert in your community, then people are going to start thinking of you and recommending you and referring you when their friends, family, neighbor, coworker are looking to do business in the industry that you're in. So when that coworker is going to buy a house, as the local expert in the community that's staying top of mind with that person, right? They're going to recommend you. So use your online presence to your advantage. Start building, start branding, start putting yourself out there so people have eyeballs on you and they can see you. Again, as the local expert in your community, because again, remember, who you partner with matters. All right, guys, Mario with the Escobedo team here at Model Mortgage One. Again, of course, your local mortgage experts. We're always here to help. If you have questions, if you need help, I always let all of my real estate partners know as well. You don't have to use me, to have a conversation, have one of your buyers have a conversation with me, right? We'd love you to. Obviously, using us is going to be beneficial for your buyers, but don't feel obligated to have to, have these conversations. We're here to help the community. We're here to educate. We're here to make sure that everyone has the proper education, understands the home buying process, is being helped as much as possible. So remember, who you partner with matters, guys. Mario with the Escobedo team, guys. Have a wonderful rest of